Did you know by having the wrong business bank account, it can literally make or break your LLC? And if you're watching this video right now, you already know that managing your finances can sometimes feel like you're climbing Mount Everest, all right? But fear not, I've got your back. All right, so let's get into it. I'm going to break down the 5 business bank accounts that you absolutely need to have in your LLC. And what I'm gonna share with you is actually going to shock you. So make sure you stick around to the end. But if you do, it's literally going to skyrocket your business, all right? All right, so business bank account number 1, this is gonna be the foundation where everything begins, all right? So I want you to picture this and imagine this. Having a thriving business, you have all this money coming in, but where does it all go? And that's what this account is for. Number 1 is going to be your income account. Your income account is like your money making vault. This is where all your hard-earned cash lands. It's like a central hub for every single dollar that comes into your business, whether that's sales, services, you name it, okay? And you may be wondering why even bother having all these separate bank accounts, okay? And for starters, it's to keep things simple, believe it or not. You want to see exactly how much money is coming in without any distractions. Plus, by having a dedicated income account, it makes it very clear how much money you're making, and you won't be tempted to spend all the money. And when it comes time to actually divide the money that you have, that's what the income account is going to be for. It's going to be a game changer. And believe it or not, a lot of it has to do with psychology. And that's why the system works so well, because by having a separate income account, it reinforces the idea that not all the money is going to be just spent on different expenses and all these different things that you need to do in the business, right? We all got into business to make money, okay? And the income account is literally like the bloodline of your business, and if you don't have it, your business is going to die. All right, so jumping into business account number 2, all right? You need to have a business savings account, okay? And the business savings account is essentially going to be for long-term business success, okay? And it's important for you to be able to build wealth. And one of my favorite books of all time, The Richest Man in Babylon, it's a classic book, and in the book they talk about one of the key principles to being able to build wealth is the importance of savings. Okay, in the book, it emphasizes the idea of saving at least 10% of your income, but with the savings account, you could dedicate 20%, 30%, whatever your belief is, but at least 10% is going to be key. And the idea of this is to prioritize saving a portion of your earnings consistently so you could be able to actually pay yourself, okay? We spend so many times, especially as business owners, spending all this money on different things, and at the end of the year or at the end of the week, we end up having no money for ourselves, okay? And we spend all this time and energy. So what the savings account allows you to do is to be able to literally dedicate a portion of what you're making to yourself and to your future, okay? So let's say, for instance, you brought in $1,000 worth of revenue. Following this principle, saving at least 10%, you should move $100 from that income account to the savings account, and you want to treat it just like anything else. You want to make sure and treat it as if this is actually required, like you're going to pay taxes on it, okay? And once you've reached your savings goal, I recommend taking some of that savings and creating what I call an investment account, which is also, I call your legacy account, okay? And you want to create this account outside of your business. So why should you have this legacy account, okay? By now, you've put in all this hard work, you've seen the fruits of your labor, it translates into profits, you reach a point to where your financial game is ready to level up, and it's an exciting phase. Probably it's one of my favorite phases in business, because now you could actually make your money work for you. So picture this, okay? You've worked hard to have this savings, you've been able to do this consistently. Now you have probably about 6 months of savings for your operating expenses, and you've hit this financial goal, okay? So now the goal is to get into the world of wealth multiplication, okay? It's now time for your money to make what I call money babies and literally grow into financial abundance. So how do you go on this journey to be able to do what's called wealth multiplication, okay? And the key is really to now start diversifying how much money you're making, okay? How are you using that? You want to see all that money now as different money seeds, okay? So now you're planting different seeds. Maybe you could be investing in stocks, you could be investing in real estate, you could be investing in masterminds and courses, but diversification is key, okay? You know, there's no point of you saving a whole bunch of money if you're not going to identify and figure out ways to be able to make more money. And you already know this based on what the banks are giving you as far as savings account, it's not going to make you wealthy. So the key to really get that true wealth is to be able to begin investing. So by investing in real estate, not only are you being able to get the benefits of making more money, but now you're also able to save money on taxes, and then also have something to be able to pass down to your children and your children's children's children, right? Because at the end of the day, that's what legacy is all about. All right, so account number 3, this is going to be your profit distribution. I call this the splurge account, and this is where all the fun happens. Okay, so now that you've had this hard work, you went ahead, you took care of your income, you took care of your savings, you took care of your legacy. Now you have what's called this profit distribution, and this is where you're able to now use the money basically however you want to. You have this hard-earned income, but only a portion of that income now you want to be able to use it to be able to splurge, right? So let's say you want to pay yourself a bonus, you can go ahead and do that. Let's say you want to give your team some extra money, you can go ahead and do that. Let's say you want to go ahead and begin giving back to the community. You want to go ahead and donate that money. You want to be able to do something that can benefit some nonprofit organization. This is the opportunity to be able to do that. You want to be able to get some luxury items such as a Rolex or a vehicle or whatever the case is. You want to be able to use this account to be able to do that. And again, you're not in business for the sake of being in business, okay? You want to be able to use the money from your business to be able to splurge and be able to do things that you enjoy the most, okay? And remember this, the profit distribution account, aka the splurge account, isn't just about numbers on the balance sheet, okay? It's about acknowledging your victories, celebrating your hard work, and enjoying the journey of entrepreneurship. So as you set up your LLC, make sure you go ahead and set up this profit distribution account ready to roll and get it going. It's not just about a financial strategy, it's about actually embracing the rewards of your entrepreneurial journey. Also, if you've been getting value so far, make sure you go ahead and subscribe and hit a thumbs up if you're getting value so far, okay? So moving on to the next account, which is the most important account, but probably going to be your least favorite account. And yes, it's going to be the tax account. And this account has to be separate from your other accounts because you want to make sure that you're prepared for your tax liability, okay? So at the end of the day, if you are a successful business, one of the things that you do have to do is you're going to be responsible for taxes, okay? So you want to make sure that you're allocating some of that money for taxes. At the very least, I recommend 20%, but you could even go as high as 50% on this. You just want to make sure it matches up with the rest of your percentages. But again, you want to make sure that you are prepared in the event that you owe taxes and you don't have to pay fines and penalties and end up dealing with the IRS, okay? You don't want to be in that position, and I don't want you to be in that position, okay? And again, you want to make sure that you're prepared, right? Because one of the worst things that can happen is come tax time, you go ahead, get your taxes done, you realize that you have this huge tax bill, and now you have to owe the IRS a whole bunch of money. If you want to learn more, I have a whole bunch of videos talking about how you can save money on taxes, but I do want to share a couple things for you to be able to help you minimize how much money you pay in taxes, okay? So one thing that you want to make sure that you're doing is you're having the right tax entity set up. Okay, there's different ways that you could be taxed. You can be taxed as sole proprietorship, and C corporation, S corporation, partnership. If your business is making more than $40,000 in profit or is on track to make more than $40,000 in profit, I recommend going ahead and switching over to a S corporation. You can do that by filling out Form 2553 within the first 75 days of the year. So make sure you go ahead and work with a professional in order to help you do that. Okay, that's going to be super key, and it's going to be really important to help you save money on taxes. Also, too, if you don't have that, just understand that if you're just a sole proprietorship, you're going to pay what's called self-employment tax. That's going to include Social Security, Medicare, federal taxes, and other taxes. You also want to make sure you have enough money saved for taxes. If you're selling goods, you want to make sure you have that sales tax saved as well, just so you're prepared to go ahead and pay the I to the R to the S, your taxes as it relates to that, okay? But also, you want to make sure you go ahead and make sure you have a tax plan in place. By doing tax planning, it's going to help you proactively save money on taxes, okay? So taxes does not have to be something that you're worried about, terrified about. If you are proactively working on it, then you can go ahead and hire a professional, and they can give you all the different tax credits that are available to your business, and it also let you know all the deductions that you need to be taken. And believe it or not, over 90% of business owners are actually overpaying in taxes, okay? So you want to make sure that you get that in place, get that structured, and then also make sure you have enough money saved in place in the event that you end up owing money on taxes. Also, another key thing I want to share with you is, as a business owner, if your business is profitable, if you're making at least $1,000 in profit, you are required and it is recommended for you to go ahead and make estimated payments to the IRS. So you want to make sure that you're doing that throughout the year. And again, making sure that you're getting and working with someone that's going to make sure that you're estimating correctly, just so you don't have this big surprise tax bill at the end of the year, right? And overall, I also want to share too that you want to make sure you have good bookkeeping in place as well. By having great bookkeeping, it's going to make sure that everything is organized for you, and then you're going to be better prepared when you go ahead and start working your financial statements, and then also get ready for that tax season. And a quick pro tip before I get off the topic of taxes: make sure you automate your tax contributions so that you're never gonna get caught off guard. Trust me, it's going to save you sleepless nights. So if you've been getting value so far, make sure you hit a thumbs up and go ahead and subscribe. And let's jump into the last account that you're gonna need, number 5, all right? Numero 5, all right? It's going to be your operating expenses account, okay? What do I mean by your operating expense account? This is like the foundation, the mother of the accounts, okay? So this is going to determine how much you're actually able to go ahead and invest into your business, okay? How much can you spend on rent, utilities, softwares, you name it. If you're a business owner and you have employees as well, this is also going to help you determine what you can afford to actually pay for it. Because what ends up happening is that so many business owners, they skip all the different accounts that I just mentioned before, and at the end of it, they end up not having any profit in their business or not even having money for themselves, okay? So by having the operating expense account at the end as your last account, then that's going to help you be able to budget, and without actually having to go ahead and create some kind of budget, okay? It's actually going to do it for you, and it's going to be super key, all right? And just remember, this is going to allow you to be able to better plan for the year, and then also better plan for how you are spending your money, and allow you to be able to determine what expenses do you need to cut out your business. And that's why this account is so important. Make sure you go ahead and subscribe, hit me with the thumbs up, and check out this next video. I know you're going to love it. I'll see you there. Peace.